continuity. We continue with the discussion related to the continuity. How do we check the continuity of the given functions? Now the sum given or written is, discuss the continuity of the function f given by fx equals to x if x is greater or equal to 0 and fx equals to x square if x is less than 0. We have to discuss the continuity of this given function. Now here x is not mentioned which type of number it is. We take that x is a real number. So we take general number, say c. C is a real number on which we will be checking the entire function. Now c is a real number. Now if first part, it will have three different parts. First part, if c is less than 0, c is real. Less than 0, my function fx equals to x square when it is less than 0. So my function is fx equals to x square. So at c, f of c, the value is c square. Now we find out the limit. Limit x tends to c, fx is equals to limit x tends to c. The function is x square, so it is x square. The value when we put, it is c square. So both the values of function and the limit is same. Therefore, f is continuous. The reason, limit x tends to c, fx is equals to f of c. So it is continuous. Now it is continuous at c less than 0, where c is real. Now we talk about second part. In second part, if c is greater than 0, if c is greater than 0, c is a real number. Now let us see what happens in this. The function fx is equals to, when c is greater than 0, the function is fx equals to x greater than 0. So it becomes x. Now we take the value of x as c. So f of c is c. So the value of the function we have got it as c. Now the limit. Limit x tends to c, fx equals to limit x tends to c. The value of fx is x. So answer is c. So both function and the limit are same. Therefore, limit x tends to c, fx is equals to f of c. Therefore, f is a continuous function when c is greater than 0 and c is real. Now in third part, we have to check for c equal to 0. C equal to 0, c is real. Now when we take c equals to 0, it can be plus 0, minus 0. So at that time, the functions are different. So if it is, say, plus 0, so limit x tends to 0 plus. See, I am taking it as 0. So 0 plus means it is greater than 0. So greater than 0 means function is fx equals to x. So fx, which is equals to limit x tends to 0 plus, it is x. The value is 0. Now we find out the value at 0 minus. Limit x tends to 0 minus fx equals to limit x tends to 0 minus. Now 0 minus means less than 0. Less than 0, we have function is x square. So it is x square. And when we find the limit, its value is 0. So here left limit and right limit, both the values are 0. Therefore, limit x tends to 0 minus fx is equals to limit x tends to 0 plus fx. So here both the limit are same, which is further equal to f of 0. So all the values are 0, all the values are equal, so this function is continuous at x equals to 0. So finally f is continuous function at x equals to 0 and also continuous on every real number. So this entire function is continuous at all the given points of real number. Now the another sum is so that every polynomial function is a continuous function. So we take the general form of polynomial function. Previously in 10th standard we have studied what is a polynomial in general form also. So let we take the general form of polynomials. So let Px be a polynomial. Its general form we write, say a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube plus till we can write as an x raised to n. Right? This is for some natural numbers. Natural number n. Here an is not equal to 0 and ai belongs R, that is real number, that is a0, a1, a2, they are real number, and an, the last value of this is not 0, and the numerator raised to x raised to n, x raised to 3, x raised to 2, they are all natural numbers. So this is the general form of polynomial. Now in this general form of polynomial, these polynomial functions on real number are normally defined, or they are defined on all real numbers. Now taking this on a number, say c, on a fixed number, say c belongs to R. We try to find out the limit x tends to c. Here instead of fx it is px, the function is px, which is equals to limit x tends to c. Px means this entire function is to be written, so a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus an x raised to n. When we put this, we get the value which is equals to p of c. It means limit and the value of the function are same. Therefore, we can write limit x tends to c px is equals to p of c. So it is defined and we have the same values of limit and the function. Therefore, px, the polynomial function, is a continuous function. It can be defined on real number or as the general form is given. So px polynomial functions, all the given polynomial functions are always continuous function. Now, algebra of continuous function, algebra normally we deal with plus, minus, multiply, divide of the functions or any operations. So here these operations are there and we talk about the algebra of it. For that there is a theorem. Suppose f and g be two real continuous function at real number c. So they are real functions and continuous function at real number c. Then f plus g is continuous at x equals to c, f minus g is also continuous at x equals to c, f multiplied by g is continuous at x equals to c, f divided by g is continuous at x equals to c, provided g of c, the denominator, is not equal to 0. So let us try to prove, say, first one. We are trying to prove f plus g is continuous. We are trying for this at x equals to c. Now to get the answer, what do? We find out the limit. Limit, say x tends to c, f plus g x equals to. Now when we write in this form, the limit we write it as limit x tends to c, f of x plus g of x. Now this is possible because of the definitions studied earlier. By definition we can write like this. Now further, when two limits are added, this can be written as limit x tends to c, f of x plus limit x tends to c, g of x. Again, this is by using the definition of limits, by which we can write down in this particular format. Now we find out the limit. The limit of this, when we put the value, we get, which is equals to f of c plus g of c. Right? When we write like this, further it can be written as f plus g of c. Again, this is by definitions which we taught or studied. So the value, when we write down here, limit x tends to c, f plus gx equals to f plus g of c. When both the things are equal, the given function is continuous. Therefore, f plus g is a continuous function at x equals to c. Similarly, when we take minus, the things changes here, all plus sign, we can change it to minus. Here also it changes to minus, minus. So it can be written as f minus g is also continuous at x equals to c. Similarly, you can prove for multiplication, division. Now let us see the continuity of the sine function, whether it is continuous or not. So we know something about sine. Limit x tends to 0, sine x equals to 0. Now how do we write this sine x equals to 0? It is clear from the graph of sine near 0. So if we draw the graph of sine function, it is continuous like this. So we can say that sine is continuous, or we know from the graph like this. Now that fx equals to sine x is defined for every real number. Let C be a real number. After taking like this, let C be a real number. We put x equals to c plus h. Now, if we require to change the limit here, x tends to 0, we can do like this. Then, as x tends to c, we are having x tends to 0. If I say x tends to c, then h tends to 0. When I put x is c here, c minus c becomes 0. So h tends to 0. Now taking this changing of limit, we take the sum. Limit x tends to c fx equals to limit x tends to c, fx is sin x. Now replacing the value of x, the x is c plus h, and changing the limit, we get like this: limit h tends to 0, h tends to 0. When we change this, as we have done here, change the limit. So sin, instead of c, it becomes x, instead of x, it becomes c plus h. Now we know the formula of sin a plus b formula. It is sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Using that formula, we write down here: limit h tends to 0, sin c cos h plus cos c sin h. Now using the limit of this addition of the limits, it comes out to be limit h tends to 0, sin c cos h plus limit h tends to 0, cos c sin h. Now finding out the limit for both this separated limit using the algebra of limit, we get limit h tends to 0, sin c cos h plus limit h tends to 0, cos c sin h. Now putting the value of h as 0, we know the value of cos 0 and sin 0. Cos 0 is 1 and sin 0 is 0. So replacing the value here, we get the answer as sin c plus here we get 0, because this is 0 and here it is 1, which is equals to sin c, and further it can be written as it is equals to f of c. Now the function is equals to the limit and function both are same, therefore we can say that sin is a continuous function. In the same manner, if we solve for cosine, then we can also find out and solve and prove it in the same manner that cosine function will also be continuous. So sine function is continuous, cosine function is also continuous. Or prove that the function defined by fx equals to 10x is a continuous function. Now we know that fx equals to 10x can be written as 10 function can be written as sin x upon cos x. Now it is defined on every real numbers, but except at cos x not equal to 0. This means that x should not be, x is not equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. It means it should not be pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, and likewise. So x is not equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Other than this value, we can take any real number and get the answer. We have just proved that sine and cosine functions are continuous. Sine is continuous, cosine is also continuous. Therefore, using this fact and putting it in the function, fx equals to 10x is continuous. So nothing more to prove in this. By understanding sine and cos, that same proof is applicable here. and using that we can prove that 10x is continuous. Now let us recall a thing which we have studied earlier, composition of function. We try to recall because we require in this continuity chapter. So let f is a function from a to b and g is a function from say c to d. So there are two different functions, f is from a to b and g is from c to d. We want to combine these two functions, that is composition of function is required. So composition of function when we do, the thing is, say I try to make you understand again by the help of diagram. So these are a and b. There is a function f defined from a to b. So this is domain, this is codomain. When we find out the answer of this, we get a range of it. Suppose the range of this function is here, Rf. So range of functions. I have taken range of function, that is the answer of this particular function. The thing is, when composition is taken place or it happens, then the range of functions of this particular function f should be the subset of domain of the function g. What does that mean? Here, this entire range should be present in the function domain of g, and here it is the another function. So that is, this function is g, this is domain, codomain. So range of f should be subset of domain of g. So we write domain subset of domain of g. So range of f should be subset of domain of g. If it happens in this form, then the composition takes place. So composition is from f to g. So composition takes place. So f composition g x we say. So composition of two function has taken place, and it is, when we write, it is from a to b. It is from a to b. So this is how composition takes place. Now taking help of this composition function, we will solve few sums of continuity. Now let us see one theorem. Theorems for composition. Suppose f and g are real valued functions such that f composition g, don't read as fog, it is f composition g, is defined at c. If g is continuous at c, the function g is continuous at c. And if f is continuous at g of c, that is composition is being taken, then f composition g is continuous at c. So this is the theorem related to the composition. The things which I have explained earlier of composition related to that. Now some related to composition. So that the function defined by fx equals to sine x equals x square is a continuous function. Now here we have sine and x square. There are two things merged together. So we try to find out the answer of this, whether it is continuous or not. So solution for this is, let g and h be functions defined as gx equals to sin x and hx equals to x square. As we know, this is a trigonometric function sine and this is polynomial. Both the functions are continuous. Therefore, g and h are continuous functions. Now we want to do the composition of both the functions. Doing the composition, g composition h x is written as g of hx. Now we put the value of hx here. hx is x square. So I replace this value here. So it becomes g of x square. Now what is gx? G of x is sin x. So this value is the value of x. Replacing the value, I get as sin x square. Right? Therefore, composition has taken place and both the functions, that is the g and h, are continuous. Therefore, the composition function is also continuous. Hence, sin x square is a continuous function. Now one more sum related to composition of function. So that the function f defined by fx equals to modulus of 1 minus x plus mod x, where x is any real number, is a continuous function. So we have to prove that it is a continuous function. Now to prove this, let us find out two different functions from this. Let gx equals to 1 minus x plus mod x. So I take one function gx and another function hx, which is equals to say mod x. These are two functions, the real functions. Now both the function, it is again a polynomial type function, so it is a continuous, and this is a modulus function. We have proved earlier mod functions are continuous. So it is a continuous function. So both are continuous. So we can say both functions are continuous. We have to do the composition of both the function and check whether it is continuous or not. Let us do composition. Composition, H composition with G, X. Now H composition with G. These are the two functions I am doing the composition, which is equals to H G of X. Now G of X value I am having Gx equals to 1 minus x plus mod x. So replace this value of Gx here, which becomes H of 1 minus x plus mod x. Now Hx we know, Hx equals to modulus of x. So this is x for the given function Hx, which is equals to modulus of 1 minus x plus mod x, which is equals to the original function fx. Hence we can say the composition of these two functions is continuous. Therefore, composition of g and h function is continuous. Now, after completion of this continuity and all the concept of continuity, if you have liked everything what I have taught, subscribe to my channel. For getting notification, press bell icon and share the videos. It will be helpful for you and for everyone. Thank you very much.